RightonQuelive, and we are live. And I got two guests here with me today.
Yeah.
What's up? Why don't you want to introduce yourself?
Rich Flow.
What's going on, y'all? I'm your boy Harvey Cash, aka the father figure, aka oh my god, girl, that's him.
Oh my god, he's here. Yeah, first time, newcomer to the show, Harvey Cash, but Rich Flow, it's your second time he's here.
I wish I threw some AKAs.
Rich Flow. First time he was here, that was a long ass time ago. You and Roy Lush and the 610-215 episode.
Yeah, it was. That was over a year ago.
Yeah, definitely easy. Good episode. But now we're here. So so before we get into y'all, we're gonna backtrack around to y'all. Let's get into some general discussion for a while, whatever.
Okay, cool.
What do y'all think about, cause we in a social media age, everybody got an opinion and shit like that, whatever. What do y'all think about haters? What is a hater? Can y'all, as y'all are artists, can y'all take hate? How do you decipher what is an opinion, what is hate, mixed with trolling, all that shit? What are your thoughts?
For one, I think hate itself is an energy as well as love is. So I think they're polar opposites in a sense, but I think the word hate also gets too much of a bad rep nowadays. It's like, as soon as you criticize something, nigga tell you hating.
Facts.
That might not even be the case. It just may be a matter of opinion. So it's like they put you in a small corner where you feel like you can't even be outspoken unless you're gonna be up for it. You're gonna be up to be judged as a hater. So it's like,
Or you're gonna be positive on everything.
I just feel like it got stains to it, and nobody wants to be a hater or hate. But at the same time, I do think it got natural aspects to it. You know.
How about
I
you,
feel like hate
Mr.
is
Father
like-
Figure? What's the wisdom?
I feel like hate is just like disregard for like your work ethic. You know what I mean? Just like it's just not wanting to see you win. You know, it's just like just going against everything you stand for. You know, it's a you know, then it's a constructive criticism. Then there's hate. You know what I mean? So it's people see it as soon as somebody like I don't like it. You don't have to like everything. You know? Everything's not for everybody. People have to understand that first. And then secondly, it's just like I said, if it's just like someone disregarding everything you stand for, your work ethic, you know what I mean, religion, some shit like that, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
legit hate
that's
crimes.
hate. Yeah, that's hate. You know what I mean? Like a hater, that's a hater. You know what I mean? Like,
It's almost like the hashtag that became a hashtag before hashtags were popular, because it's like it's so effortless for people to be like, you hating now. You know what I mean? Like that was what niggas was telling niggas in high school.
Meek
In
and
middle
Hattie.
school, you hating.
Meek and Hattie
You know what I
had
mean?
that
It's
hater
just-
word floating
you
everywhere.
don't like a nigga jacket, they're like, you a hater.
Yeah.
No, bro, that's just not
I
my
generally
style.
don't like the jacket.
It's not my style.
And it's almost like cool to say that too. So it's like you want to say that.
It's the
Like,
biggest deflection ever.
It's the
Like,
biggest
man,
one.
What you mean? Like, what, like? And like, if you supposedly the one that's being hated on, it's a very slippery slope because you can slip into fucking delusion and just being like, I have nothing's wrong with me, nigga. Just everybody who disagrees with me just haters.
Right.
You know what I enjoy? Honestly, who was it? It was the guy that when Joe Budden had left Everyday Struggle, they brought this guy.
Wayno?
Not Wayno. It was right before
Florida?
Wayno.
Oh,
Star.
Star, right, from the Star and Buck Wild show. People like him, like, they embrace the word. Like,
Definitely.
he comes on and he'll tell you, like, I am Star, blah, blah, blah.
The biggest hater.
The biggest hater on radio today. You know what I mean? So I kind of enjoy that aspect of it too. It's like when you take a word that you know has a stain and you embrace it to use it for your character, however you decide to, you know what I mean, maneuver that.
It could also be like somebody just like they didn't even try to attempt what you did, and they just, you know, not just going against it, just hating it. Just like you didn't even try to do it. You don't even know if you could do it. You know what I mean? You probably couldn't. So that's another layer to it too.
I will say with the internet culture now, one of my like biggest pet peeves of what I observe is like the niggas that like attack like celebrities or famous people, whatever,
Right.
just for attention. And then when the person give it to them, they oh no, I was just trolling, I was just playing. I'm really like your biggest fan or this and that. That shit is like the weirdest characteristic. Like you might be. Like something's
It's
wrong with
'cause
you. If
people
you just like just
respond.
saying shit, and then like, oh my father's
Because
playing.
celebrities respond to negative criticism more than love. You know what I mean? You show love, they just like, okay. But if you be like, fuck you, nigga, they be like, fuck
I
you,
think
man.
that's blown out of proportion too, cause like, of course, if you just bitching on time, okay, you and your feelings. But to me, just because somebody respond don't mean like they be quick. Even if the person that just bitch up and fold, but oh, I was just playing. But then someone else be like, oh, I got you to respond. You mad? Like, no, nigga, I might just. I know somebody say something to me. I can respond cracking the fuck up. That don't mean I'm.
You must be hurt. You
yeah, like, hey, you rich. You got time to respond. What?
It's 30 seconds, bro.
I totally agree, though. It is the weirdest thing because with the internet nowadays, it's almost like a safety net or like a layer of protection for you to say whatever you want and there's no recourse. Because imagine somebody doing that in person at a Drake concert. A nigga just yelling and blurting out anything, all types of negative nonsense.
And that's a good example.
It's like it's not going down the same way.
We already know nobody going to do it like on the street person, because that's super personal. But even in a show, which is personal but not that personal, because there's other people there, it's music playing, a person still wouldn't say it though. Like
that's why it's so weird, because it's
shit.
like you'll say it online, but you have no type of comfortability saying it to me in person.
Can't even show you your picture as your AV.
The internet is a weird.
It's like
place,
levels
bro.
to the.
It's a weird place.
The internet realm.
Same shit with all the racist shit. People creating fake accounts to be rich. You know what I mean? All
A
that
dude
shit.
called me. Listen, I had this tweet, right? It got a little bit traction on Twitter. I said, if I was to ever meet George Zimmerman, I would pretend that I'm a fan, take a picture, and as soon as we done, I would sock the shit out of him. And he said, "You'll be another Trayvon." And I said, "Say it to my face." He's like, "Oh, you're a tough guy, internet warrior." I'm like, no, I just really like to see someone tell a black man in 2018, "You'll be another Trayvon" to his face. Like that's all I want.
Then again, I can't. I would say maybe like a year or two ago, but then these days I do be seeing that shit happen on the internet, and niggas just be like, "Oh, say it again." Just say it. That's just like I'd be disappointed in like my people. Sometimes.
I just haven't seen it. That's all.
Bro,
I'm
did
saying.
you see the Black Klansman movie?
I actually just watched it today.
It's
Literally
crazy.
today.
Remember, well, for those who don't know, the son of Denzel Washington stars in it. Remember the part where he was at the rally and he was like, "Yeah, I would like to take this picture with you." He was talking to
he grabbed him.
Yeah, he about to take a picture with the nigga, and then he just grabbed him like and took the picture right before it flipped. Bull got so mad. It's almost like runs parallel to what you were saying.
I saw you tweet a while ago as well, Harvey, where you was talking about you guys like a little exchange with, I forgot the person, whatever, no shade, I don't know, but it's about like fake streams or something. He was like something like that.
Yeah.
So speak on, both of you can speak on like what is like clout to y'all, what is the expense of it, streams, is it worth it to be buying fake followers or fake listens, and I feel like artists always know more about it from y'all perspective. So just speak on like that whole world of things.
It's weird you say that because, well, maybe it's not weird. Maybe I'm just unfamiliar, but I think I was late to the clout party. And that's as far as understanding it, being involved with it, practicing it. Like, I feel like I was late to it. And then once I became conscious of it, it's like it was something that I didn't necessarily, I understood it, but I didn't want to necessarily be a part of it.
Gotcha, yeah.
I had no interest whatsoever. I think a lot of rappers use it nowadays because the internet is the place to be irrational. So like even going back to when Boonk was becoming like the Instagram celebrity, like he was just doing any and everything for attention, and that's basically what it comes down to, attention. Because that's, if you ain't getting record sales, if you ain't making money off this or money off of that, just try to amass as much attention that you can to yourself. You know what I mean? And then once you get all these followers,
Figure it out then maybe
just
on
figure it out
maybe.
from there. And I feel like that's what a lot of these dudes was doing. Like they didn't have any real talent. It's just like go fuck up a Chinese store, go fuck up a CVS, go piss on the floor at a Walgreens. You know what I mean? All types of weird.
You can't have 3 songs to your whole discography, and then one has 1 million streams, and no one's never heard of you, and you've never done a show. That just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like I know a lot of people pay. That's the difference. You can pay for a promotion. And then there's difference with paying for paying for streams. That's
So explain it to me, because again, I don't know.
Because like record labels spend 75% of their money on marketing.
Right.
So that's like the most important thing right there. So there's avenues and people who can put you on, playlists for a certain amount of money. Because people think like these artists just get put in these, in the front lines
All
for
these
free.
different Apple Music.
They're not doing it for free. They're getting paid. The labels are paying these companies to put them on the front line. You know what I mean? So it's the same way with.
I guess that's why some people still try to. They might hide their sign. To be like, oh no, I got here from the muscle.
It's an expensive hobby. It's an expensive craft. You know what I mean? So you can pay for promotion. Get people to put you on certain playlists. Get people to post it on the blog. You can do that, but then it's paying for streams. I don't even know how niggas do it.
Right, like when people say they're paying for streams or listens or followers, how does like where is like
They finding something, but
You know what's weird? People actually come to us to actually make it happen. Like, I get so many DMs and emails about, oh, I can set you up with this package to boost your following on social, or I can do XYZ to make you a target market for a certain audience. Like, and it always comes with a fee or a price. You know what I mean? And
have you ever thought about it?
I thought about it, but I think every rapper has thought about it because they kind of, you just want to know how it works in general. But I also saw a lot of times on other rappers or other IG celebs or whatever the case may be, I saw that it's just fake like it's fake accounts, like it's actually filler. So it's not like this person that's commenting on my picture is a real person. It's not like if I put a flyer up about my new show and I get 1,000 comments on it from 1,000 fake accounts. It's not like those people is coming to my show because they don't exist. And I feel like I fell in the perfect stratosphere of when social media became prominent, because right beforehand is when I started throwing my own shows in my hometown on a consistent basis. So I was able to get asses in seats before and after. So like now, like I see people way more followers than me on IG. The music may be so-so, and it looked like they popping, it looked like they lit, it looked like that's what you would want if you was an artist on Rise. But they'll throw a show and nobody will come out. You know what I mean? So it's just like, do you want the real or do you want what looks real?
But yeah, to that bull who I got into it on Twitter with, Bread Up got 10,000 streams on Spotify, 11,000 on Audio Mac. All muscle, get at me. Holla at you.
Talk heavy, King.
Spicy.
And on that note, speak more about you guys and maybe some notable projects, notable moments, milestones, maybe how you define your sound or style per se, however you want to tackle it.
Well, me, man, it's just like, I'm just here to like get everybody going, you know, get the crowd going. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people, they spend. A lot of people spend. I spend time writing my raps. You know what I mean? But like a lot of times, I feel like, you know, people just want to have fun, and that's what I'm here to do. And it's like I don't feel like my voice is unique enough. So, you know, I have my own sound right there, so I don't really have to do much, which is rap. You know, and people have been telling me that from the beginning. They don't know who I sound like. I sound like me. So I just been trying to keep that and run with it, you know, and it's been working. So.
Who are 4 people you feel you tend to draw the most inspiration and influence from, artist wise?
You got Aside, I feel it, you know.
He still this is no shade at all. I'm not familiar with him at all. I've always seen his name, seen projects, but I never listened. I tried to listen to it once upon a time, never got into it. Is he still making music?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Aside he's the truth, man. I've been following his music for years.
I realized he got like a cult following.
Definitely.
Because I always run into somebody that like
Fuck with him hard.
Yeah.
Aside
And
cool,
they speak on his name like in the same manner and gesture, like. So I realized he had a cult following.
Okay, interesting.
Aside is definitely one of them. Drake, of course. Drake is like, come on, it's Drake.
I don't know these days, man. Drake be catching a lot of hate.
Listen,
I don't really understand it.
Musically, as an artist, you know what I mean. He's definitely like helped me like, you know, find my sound where it's like my sound is more so with hip hop and like R&B meets a sweet spot. You know what I mean? Like, cause I do it like nice and both on the track. I don't rap too much. I don't sing too much. It's just a nice mesh. It's just a feeling. So I try to keep that. He's good at that. And then like
Drake Aside. Give me 2 more.
Pusha. Just for the creativity.
That's why
and
you
delivery.
gassing Daytona. I see what's going
Pusha,
on here.
listen, he don't take off. He don't take off on any bar. You listen to his rap, he doesn't take off. A lot of people take off on rap.
He ain't Kiss. Cause people say that about Kiss, and I actually gotta agree with that. Kiss, you know, Push. This is my thing, right? Cause we really gonna get into it. Daytona to me isn't even like he say it's his best. First he said about every album. This is my best album. This is the best album of the year. It never is. But just stop saying
You can't
that.
not say that.
I just wish it was longer.
As an artist, you can't not say that.
But you always lying.
I wish it was longer.
Even if you can't not say that.
I mean,
Imagine him pushing Daytona and be like, I mean, this ain't.
Nipsey
Hell
arguably
Has No
to me got album of the year. Nipsey never said this is the best album of the year. He said
Nipsey album
it's a
is
great
definitely
album.
fire.
And to me, Nipsey album's way better than Daytona.
He probably never said it, but I don't.
You can
I don't
believe,
know.
of course. You should be confident in yourself.
Yeah.
But literally, Pusha T says every year is the best album year, and it never is.
I like
And
it.
this is his worst project to me.
I like it a
Are you
lot.
serious? Santeria, bro? Oh my god.
Sunshine Snitch, like he got other songs like that are amazing. Like,
Oh god. Okay. I don't even know where this is going.
what's the
because-
other song? Crutches. What's it? Darkest Before Dawn was fire. Wrath the King was fire. Whatever. I digress. Push, I like it. Fourth.
Wiz.
I like that four. That's a nice four. Wiz.
Honorable mention. Mac. Okay, give Mac the honorable mention.
R.I.P.
Miller?
Mac.
Mac taught me how to flow.
R.I.P. Mac.
I give it to him. You know.
It's
That
crazy
Piff days, you know what I mean?
to hear that, yo.
Yeah, them that
Like,
Piff days.
I
Mac
ain't
was
taking
good.
nothing from that, but it's crazy to hear. Like, it's crazy to hear that.
Yeah, Mac taught me how
Mac
to
told
flow,
him how
bro.
to flow. That's dope. I love Mac. Rest
Yeah,
in
man.
peace to Mac.
Mac. It's funny because like every time I see a celebrity die, I always be like, you know, like whether I was invested in him or not, I'd be like, you know, whatever it is, what it is. But he was the first person I'm like, wow, it really is like super tragic because
Yeah.
wasn't not one bad story. And I don't think I've ever seen that like in my life. Like,
Right.
and then not only was it just a bad story, everybody had a story about how he helped them though. And I was
Yeah, Mac got a song with Freeway. Like, he a legend.
like,
Did y'all watch the tribute concert?
nah, I saw his
I didn't
pictures and
see
stuff.
it.
I watched some of it. It was emotional, but it was dope. Like I never saw them do something like that
Yeah.
so soon too.
Before we get into your story, do you have 4 artists that you feel you draw the most influence, inspiration from?
I probably do. First and foremost, favorite rapper of all time is Nas.
We
Shout out
did get
to
into
the-
that last time.
the Illmatic King. The younger me drew a lot of inspiration from Lupe Fiasco.
Okay. Do you like Drogas?
I do.
Okay.
I do. And
Y'all remember the Enemy to State mixtape?
Fire.
hard.
Bro,
Fire.
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 Education lips, drive-by thighs, titties is nuclear missiles,
Like,
asses, titties was
come on, man.
It was just crazy. Like,
How do you put something together like that?
Yeah,
It was crazy.
he was about it.
I'm gonna go with Nas. I'm gonna go with Lupe. And I think this is pretty much ranging from like the beginning of when I first found out that this is what I wanted to do as an artist. So, nowadays, this is probably like indirect influence because when I listen to this guy, I get inspired to make music, but I don't think any of my music sounds like his.
Okay.
King Los.
Los.
Yeah, he's like an extraordinary lyricist that just
One of the best ever to me. Like
is ridiculous, you know.
top 3, arguably top 5, easy.
It makes me want to get my penmanship together.
And that was my man, but he
got master delivery.
yeah, his career just I can't fuck with anymore. I don't know where he went with it. Like he just I was riding hard for years, then he lost me. I don't know what happened.
I think he in a spot where he realized that it's beyond being a rapper for him. And you know, everything is purposeful for each of us. So
Definitely.
it's like he feel like he can save different. He can save people on a different level. It don't just have to be the frequency of music. But like I said, that's where I get a lot of my influence from.
And do you have a 4th? It's a very lyrical 3 so far.
Man, I'm gonna just had to throw like J. Cole and Kendrick in that.
Okay.
And there's no order at all, but I'm gonna just as far as like the newer rappers that's been out for almost the last decade, just J. Cole and Kendrick. I gotta give it up, man.
And talk more about yourself, some of your notable moments and all that stuff and projects. And
I'm about 6 projects in deep. Maybe 2 of those were unofficial, but I started off with Bases Loaded. Right after high school, I got into Bases Loaded 2. I got an album called Poverty Poetry, TV tape, and then most recently, I put out a project. Well, I'm working on a project that I'm going to put out called Drugs Raised Us. So that will be my debut DSP. It's pretty much going to be my life, man. It's going to be my
how
life.
long you been working on that one? Okay, yeah, you've been saying that phrase for a while now.
for about 3 years, but I've been really zeroing in on the project for probably like the last year and a half.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like I got a mixtape I'm putting together. It's gonna be called Father Figure, of course. You know what I mean? And I just feel like it's gonna be like a history book of like the last like 3 years. That's when I dropped my last project. So it's gonna be full of a lot of. It's gonna take people a lot of places. You know what I mean? So because it's gonna be 3 years worth of music. So I just been dropping singles and all that, trying to lead up to it. So.
And when are both of you thinking you might drop these? Top of next year or?
I'm thinking midway through 2019.
Okay.
I feel comfortable with that right now, but you know, everything's liable to change. So.
How about you say?
Definitely top of the year, February.
And how y'all feeling about, you know, since y'all were gonna have these projects coming, how do you feel about the long format or short format, Daytona format type shit these days? Where do y'all think is the sweet spot for these projects, where they're headed? Track number wise.
Just because you got to be aware of the climate of music, I caught myself trying to subscribe to what everybody else is doing, and I'm having a hard time fitting in. Like, even with the Drugs Raised This project, I was working on majority of it in California. I thought I had the album. I came home and I realized that I didn't. And even then, I was overload. I had about 20 songs and I wanted to pick 13. And then Daytona dropped and Kanye went on his shit. So then I realized I had to get to 7 and all different types of numbers, but I think it's about figuring out what's comfortable for you. So
and you shoot for 10?
I'm saying 10. My last project was 7 songs with 2 interludes, so 9 tracks. So I'm trying to keep it in that.
I like that you broke that up. I hate when people try to cap my head up with interlude.
No,
that shit don't count. Like, you gave me 3 songs.
Yeah, 7 full tracks, 3 interludes. So.
Okay.
Especially when it's in a sense of like, you know they ain't have shit else. I can see if you had a shitload of songs and it's like, oh, these interludes fit perfect because of this, and I'm gonna make it work because I'm a top. Like,
yeah, but it really was like a random phone call conversation, skit or something, or it's like just a funny ass voicemail.
Quit the cap.
Yeah, but if it's like a nice, you know, some type of good kid in that city skit or some shit, alright, this was intricate to the story as you're telling. But
my last project was called 7, like the 7 Deadly Sins.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So I watched that movie 7 with Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt. You've seen that before?
Of course.
So I seen it and it just like, I was like, that's it. And I had these songs that I never put out, you know what I mean? And I just like started going down, you know, the list of the sins, like sloth, wrath, pride, lust, envy, gluttony.
Say wrath?
Wrath, you know what I mean? And pride. So, you know, I had a song called Yes, that was gonna be pride, of course. You know, I look like Yes, you know what I mean? So, and it was just all the songs just fit perfectly, and that's what happened. So it all came together, and you know, I had like he did the cover art, and it was just like it all came together. So that's what I'm trying to do for this one, because I try to force a bunch of tapes and they never came out. Like, and I know that's not something I'm good at. Like, I just can't. It just gotta fall in place. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not good at just forcing shit. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. And earlier off the mic, we were speaking about your trip to LA, because like I said, your last episode, right before you went out there, you was talking about how like you went through like a journey of like ups and downs and how you ended up back here. To speak on that, and because that's like a hot topic, always like reoccurring on like Philly Twitter, like niggas that leave Philly, this and that, and they come back. So speak on your journey.
So when I left here, I think that was pretty much the outro of like my run here. I think we did your podcast, and like within like the next month or so, I kind of dipped off. But I flew out to Cali. I lived out there for about a year, and before I got there, I feel like I had a lot of promises set up. I put my trust into a few people, and I probably was met halfway on some of those promises, but I always had the mind state of going out there and making it work no matter what. And when I got out there, I had found an opportunity to get on the radio. I was on Power 106 LA for 6 weeks in a row. They had this competition going on, the Liftoff show. I was winning week after week after week after week, which was real dope. That eventually led me to a big co-sign from Young Ma, which also eventually led me to opening up at the observatory in Orange County for A Boogie. and it was like the first show I did that capped off at like 3,000 people. So just first time experiences like that, you know, I can't regret my Cali trip. I learned a lot just from traveling out there, and I've also had the opportunity to like meet so many new different people. So you know, I don't regret going. I wish that the experience could have ran a bit smoother, but you know, whatever you go through, if it doesn't challenge you, it's probably not going to change you. So like I said, I don't regret it. I played some other dope gigs out there. I met some dope people in the music world. Coming home off of that though, it gave me the perfect opportunity to just reflect on life, because I feel like I was on a music chase. And sometimes as artists we get so tied up and the music becomes convoluted and you can only wrap your brain around that. You don't really have like time to think about your health, time to think about
you feel like
family.
you was like, you was mentally exhausted.
It was a lot going on. So when I came home, I used those first couple months to regroup and recalibrate, and it was just like the best few months of my life, even though it was like therapy in a sense. So
when you got back, did you feel like in a sense of failure, or like you fucked up, or anything like that? Or like,
I don't think it was
it's part of the journey. No matter
I don't
what.
think it was necessarily failure. It was a piece of depression there though, and I think it's a difference between the two. Depression is something I couldn't really control, and the way I worked through that was by just experiencing life. A lot of people say, you know, they run to music to escape things, but I think I had to deal with life when I got back.
Outside of music.
Yeah, because initially that's what inspires my music anyway. Just experiences.
Music isn't an escape from you. You know how people say music is my escape? It's not my escape. It's like I need other things. I need to do physical activity or some shit. You know what I mean?
When
like,
I was a kid, it was because I didn't know better. I feel like I didn't even know music would be my passion. So when I was a kid, it was my escape. But the older I got, it's like I realized it's not necessarily that. I'd rather use that as a tool for other things. Don't get me wrong, it can be a therapy. It can be very therapeutic, but as far as an escape, like, I think I would prioritize and put other things first. So one of the things that actually came from that depression, or that piece of depression, was my open mic night I created called Let's Link Later. And everything I did from that point on, I just wanted to make sure I was consistent in, because that's where I lacked inconsistency, whether I was in Cali or before I even took the trip. So
and identifying that flaw, shoot to you, can you say you can identify some things that maybe in this last 3 years that you feel like, well, you already said, you feel like you realized you couldn't force things, it had to come naturally or organic. Is there any other flaws maybe in your artistry or in your personal life you feel like you've realized and you're working on fixing, or if you already fixed?
Just like, you just gotta stay consistent. Like when the dudes at the top of the dudes at the top artists, when they working harder than you, like, it's like a problem. You know what I mean? Because like you can't, that's where you want to be, and they still outdoing you. So it's just like, you just gotta like he was saying, like, you can't go on a crazy music path. You gotta learn how to prioritize your personal life and the music. But like, you gotta definitely like, just gotta be consistent. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if you don't see you today, you going tomorrow. Like, it's just like you gotta be in everybody's face at all times. So the minute you're not, you're not there. So it's just like, you just gotta work on putting yourself in everybody's face and just stay on it and keep pushing the gas. And then that's why I feel I struggle the most, because I like to I celebrate my wins too long. You know what I mean? Like, I just got 10,000 streams. I'm like on a high, and I'm like, wait, that's nothing. You know what I mean? Like, people been doing that. You know what I mean? Like, it's your first time, but like, this is minuscule. Like, you gotta.
And that's interesting, because, you know, in a sense, it is healthy to celebrate, because some people don't celebrate them enough, and they end up fucking giving themselves just constant mind fucks, because you're like, oh, it's never good. I'm never good enough. Then you're like, no, you gotta at least breathe sometimes. But it is a point where it's like, no, let's stay focused. So
I think that's where I fuck up at. I always feel like it's way too early to celebrate.
Beat yourself down too much, kind of.
Not necessarily beat myself down. I always feel like I'm playing catch up. So I always feel like me celebrating is also taking me a step back, or taking me off my path as if it was a pit stop and then getting back on the road to success. So it's like I want to celebrate when the celebration is more so when the ball's in my court. You know what I mean? Not necessarily when I'm only just taking a shot. And I feel like I said the difference in that by doing it that way. But just to channel off what you were saying, like even when I mentioned the being depressed, I think that's just a part of the process that's inevitable.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? I think that's also a part of like black plight in America. So it kind of runs hand in hand with the music I make, because I make it because of life experiences and all the shit that we deal with. So those moments of disparity have always been there in my life, like even outside of music. It's nothing new. It's just the way that you choose to deal with it and overcome it. And I just had to figure out a new innovative way to deal with that. You know?
Yeah, 'cause I remember this one time I was at this party, and you know, it's just a regular party. I'm not even on the set. I'm just there to show love. And my one man, he had a DJ set. Shout out my man Henry Story, his now under the name Andre O'Shea. But he just played Father Figure. He played my song. Like, yo, Harvey Cash, where you at? Get up here. And you know, I'm just performing, just like I wasn't supposed to be there. Then I had the whole crowd, just people I never seen before, just rocking to the song. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm lit. And I just like, you know what I mean? I just took that. I'm just like, I made it. You know what I mean? Just like, I'm Philly famous. You know what I mean? I'm just like, nah, bro, you gotta like, there's way more work to do. You know what I mean? So I took a lot of them situations where, you know, I finally did what I wanted. It was just like, bro, it's like it's so much more to be done. I just gotta keep. I celebrate my wins too long. You know what I mean? It's just like, bro.
Okay. And on,
get it busted.
And on a side note, I think I saw somebody else say this online, like, you know, side note of music. He was talking about can women understand bars? So you guys as artists and rappers, I thought it was an interesting question, because I will say this. One, I've said it a long time ago. You pick the best female rappers, they're not touching the best male rappers. I don't know why, because to me, there are way more smarter men than smart men. I mean, smarter women than smart men. So I don't see why it doesn't translate into rap necessarily. Like, so what are y'all thoughts on that? Whether female rappers or women? Because generally women, they don't really be into the rapidy rap for whatever reason. So what are y'all thoughts on that?
I think it's like.
And the dude, he said that blanket question, and he was definitive in the answer. They don't understand bars. I was like, oh, you on that ledge.
Yeah, I feel like they can understand the basic bars. Like they will understand. We're not gonna say basic bars. Just like we're gonna say just like bars that aren't that as articulate. Like a John will understand any Meek bar. They rock with Meek. Like Meek can rap though, but his bars
shine like a lamp.
Exactly. You know that pussy was shining. That pussy whack. Call it angel dust. I done put so many diamond chains on you. Think it's tangled up. You feel me? Like
He killed that shit.
He killed that shit. You feel
When
me?
it's cadence and flow and all the other things tied into it, how you deliver it also plays a part too. Though.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, that shit was hard. But it's like shining like a lamp. Damn, that wasn't hard.
But then you got
you hear how the niggas say it. It's
I
like,
can't
damn.
feel my face when I'm with you. He won the Kids Award. My man's talking about doing the soft. You feel me? So
God right there, yeah.
listen, I don't know. I knew what he was talking about. I don't know what everybody else did. I don't know. So that's a prime example right there. You just, if people don't look into it, I don't know. That's a good question, bro. Honestly.
To double back on your theory of like, there not being female rappers as good as male rappers, but females are 10 times as smarter, what have you. I just feel like years and years and years and years and decades of like female suppression and acceptance in hip hop, we just don't look at it the way we should. I think the scale is lopsided. I think it's tilted in our favor, because there's a lot of fire females out there. Like Rhapsody is hot, but we get these gifts every couple years, and it's like we don't do much with it. Like she's getting her just due now. Don't get me wrong, but it's like if that was Nas in the 90s, we're quick to shoot him to the top. You know what I mean?
She's an example of someone who can like.
People won't put her on the same level as they would a Nicki or a Cardi in this day and age.
But she ain't working like, to me, like her. I'm not saying she ain't working. She's successful, like, you know, do her thing. But like for me, I think why she isn't maybe like you're saying on this bigger pedestal is that like her cadence and should be like whack. Cause like she can rap. You read her lyrics like, oh yeah, like this. Whoever wrote this is decent.
I'm a trip like Grayson Allen. Y'all never made me vibe. valid. I'm like, wait, this lady can rap.
Well, like she be like
Bro,
the song she
she's
said with J. Cole.
hard.
The song she said with J. Cole.
That shit, the joint that just dropped.
Yeah,
She
Sojourner.
bodied that shit.
Like Cole is better because he just sounded better. Yeah, she can rap. Nobody's saying she can't rap, but to me that's why she doesn't.
But that's what I'm
attract
saying.
More.
To our ear, it attracts more coming from Cole.
Do you think it's because we use a different side of our brains?
But I feel like hip hop.
Why did Nicki become? Okay, so you're saying Nicki became bigger because like the sex appeal part of it?
Yes.
I mean, you can make a few different arguments, but
I think she also worked on the rest of her game as well, though. Of course, she to me she has a big part of her ascension is the sex appeal, the fat ass, all that shit, whatever. But I think she also did a good job working on the full package.
A lot of people in the
But I
game.
think-
She's not rapping a lot of people.
Nicki
in the
can
game.
rap. She's
But
rapping
I don't think
Girl.
she could out rap Rhapsody. She may out sex
That's a
appeal
good
her.
argument.
But I just feel like Rhapsody is a better lyricist. They both got dope flows.
I think she's a better artist though.
She might not be a better artist, however you break it down. But as far as being the rapper,
Definitely.
I feel
She
like
barred
Rhapsody,
Nicki up.
she'll bar Nicki. That's not to take any credit from Nicki. I think Nicki's dope. Like, but I just feel like the scale is tilted a little bit when it comes to male and female, and that also could double back to like just the gender biasness or the double standard that we have between the male and the female in America.
We have more to talk about.
So
it
runs deep, bro.
Yeah.
The toxic jumped out of him.
We have more to talk about. You feel me? Like,
I don't know, like I said, like whether it's Rhapsody or Nicki, like let's say you put the female all stars. You got Rhapsody, Nicki, Lauren. You put Lauren Hill, overrated ass in there, and then whoever the fuck you want to throw. Lil Kim, Queen Latifah, something like that.
yeah.
You pick the best male rapper you could think of. King Los alone is washing that whole shit like by himself. Don't even throw in Lupe. Don't even throw in Eminem. Like, the disparity is like ridiculous.
You can't just wipe certain niggas off though. Like,
Huh?
Los is nice, don't get me wrong, but it's some niggas that you gotta say, alright, he's gonna wipe off these niggas, but it's a select few of niggas that you gotta be like, it's something there, it's some friction there. Like, I would put Lupe on that list. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
putting Lupe on that list.
I'm not saying King Los is washing them. I'm against the girls.
Oh, the girls.
Yeah, my original point is like, why are the best female rappers nowhere near like as great as the best male rappers, just lyrically? So not saying that Rhapsody can't rap, but you put her up against the King Los, it's like it's not even close. And there's other people under Los as well.
But like I said, I just feel like they late to the game, and it's not because of their interests. It's because of our suppression and acceptance of them for how many years now.
But there was more females in the 90s though.
I think it may be women's
More
interest why they don't
females as
understand
far as
bars.
rappers?
Yeah.
It was,
At least
but
that was big.
it probably was, but they still battled a lot of. They dealt with a lot of shit. Like,
I'm saying, but none of them was that great either. And they was popping then, like.
some
That
of
was
them
the first time I ever
hot.
saw it, so they was taking
Salt and
anything.
Pepper was hot. Queen Latifah was hot. MC Light was hot
Now throw them against the guys of their time, the best
in the
guys of their time.
'90s. Give me some.
KRS.
Your man Nas. It's not
Nas-
even close.
It's definitely a mile. It's definitely a mile stretch. Don't get me wrong. But
AZ
man,
would have
it's
ran circles around them back.
Yeah, like Biggie, Hov, like it's not even close. I don't know why. That's why I'm just posing a question. Like, I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't translate. Just saying. Moving
That was
on
a good
though.
topic. You should have briefed me on that one. I would've pulled up a
I
whole-
could give you a parallel to that as far as like some I could just give you a big parallel to that, but I'm not gonna do it right now. We'll save it for another
Okay.
topic.
So you guys
But I
being
get you.
you guys being rappers and aspiring to be top of the game, at least in the realm of the top of the game. In that game, tricking is a habit. So, first of all, right now, are you trickers? And do you see yourself being trickers? And what do you think about the line? It ain't tricking if
I
you
don't
got
live
it.
like I can't even wear fake jewelry. You know what I mean? Like I have this on. This is the only piece of jewelry I own, so I'm gonna wear it until I get some more. 'Cause I don't believe in none of it. I'm not. If
Fake
I
it till you make
if
it.
I can't afford it, I'm not gonna get it. You know what I mean? That goes the same with the music. If I'm not living it, I'm not gonna rap about it. Like I heard some little young boy rapping. He's talking about all my diamonds they shine. And I'm like, bro, you're 16. You have on fucking Vans.
They shining though, man.
But you don't have any diamonds, bro. Stop playing. It's just stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's just like I'm just trying to live what I rap. You know what I mean? Like, you know, of course we're gonna play with the arts. You know,
No, as far as tricking, like tricking on girls though. That type of
Oh, wait, bring it back.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, can you define a term for
Yeah,
me?
tricking as in like, you know, like when niggas like, oh, I bought the bitch a bag.
I will buy you some food.
So you saying you would be into this, but with more money, more fame, I think a lot of men just fall into the lifestyle.
I think
of
a
like,
lot of them
it
men
ain't tricking
weren't
if you got it. Like
they
that
weren't
shit.
getting women when they were regular.
Mm.
So once they get that money, they don't know how to act. You feel
Mm.
me? I've been getting girls since I was like 16, 14. So I'm
Talk
pretty
heavy,
familiar.
King.
You
Talk
feel
heavy.
me? So I feel like once I get money, it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna, what can you do for me? What can I do for you? I buy food with no problem though.
Mm.
I trick on
You
that
trick
stomach
on
like
food?
crazy.
Okay,
Listen,
cool.
you come through, we gonna get them platters, we got to eat, whatever.
Platters.
Listen, the food I don't play. Like I give out food like it's home to the homes. You know what I mean? Like
He's a generous father figure.
listen, father figure, make sure that stomach full, baby.
How about you, sir?
I don't really feel like I buy into the term too much. It's not on my mind when I'm going to hang out with a chick or I have intentions to be with somebody. It's just not on my mind.
Would it
I
be
mean,
a turn
even
off?
if-
You think if you like felt the energy of like
Like if she
like
was
you,
like,
yeah, like she was like kind of expecting
so
it, kinda?
let me just tell you my frustrations then, because this may be like a subgenre to what you're saying. There's nothing I hate more than when I see the IG chick with her Cash App and her bio, and she doesn't do shit. And then that's annoying, right? That's annoying. But what's even more annoying is when they're posting it on her story every day. Oh, it's Cash App Friday, send me some money. What the fuck do you do? Why?
I get niggas to send me money. Like, what is the
Because
confusion?
then it get to a point where it's like, I'm sending you money. It used to be us, if I'm giving you money, I'm probably fucking you on the side. Now it's just, oh, send me money because it's convenient now. No.
I can't be mad at them though. I gotta be mad at us. It's niggas' fault,
you
man.
shouldn't be giving it out. Like
I'm disgusted by niggas that
and
send girls
and that's the
money.
thing.
And
I don't know if I'm
be
necessarily
paying for Snapchats and all this
the
fucking
Snapchat premiums,
rapish serial
crazy
killer
shit.
shit. Like,
and that's part of what I gotta figure out.
you one block away from being a rapist if you paying for private Snapchats. Like, I can't trust you.
Yeah, it's like, bro, go outside.
Yeah, like, you liable to do
Go outside and
anything
go to
if you
Starbucks, bro.
paying for nudes and paying for. We got the internet
Go
and you
grocery
paying for nudes and dirty draws.
People got very, very
I'm
strange
disgusted.
fetishes, yo. But that's something I gotta figure out. Like, I don't know where my frustration is targeted. I don't know if I'm mad at the female. If I'm
You gotta be mad at us, man.
I don't know if I'm mad at the niggas, or I don't know if I'm just mad at this is something that exists in 2018.
Because some dudes think that's the only way they can get the girl. They just come money. You feel me? That's soon from the rip. Listen, you give me your number, I give you all the money in my pocket right now. Like, I've seen it. You feel me? I've been around friends who that was their tactic to get women. You know what I mean? It's just like as soon as that money dry up, the chick is like, where the money? You can't blame her. You were the one acting like Mr. Monopoly. So.
And girls have formed that argument these days. They like, y'all can't be mad at us if y'all leave with the money. You can't call us a hoe or a bird if you.
That's
I'm
how
like,
you came in.
Got a point.
If you came in throwing it at her, you
Can
can't
be mad
get
she
mad.
take advantage of the opportunity like you throwing it at her.
Yeah. So
And then again, it's like I've never been the one to like put all my focus on just like where the blame should go. But like I can't override and overlook the fact that like through music, hip hop, like alone, we massage that gesture a lot. Like we use that shit in our music all the time. It ain't tricking if you got it. T.I. said it and popularized it. So because music is such a cool thing, we think it's cool to like, yo, it ain't tricking if I got it. Niggas don't even got it and be trying to trick.
If you're here buying
It's
girls
like-
cars.
It's like we don't listen to the same. We listen to the same lyrics, but they don't hit us the same. Cause
Facts. Yeah, like I had a discussion on this episode where it's about where your values lie. Like some niggas' values may lie in their money making women do things for them. Like my value don't align in that. It's like that shit. Like
that's cheating.
yeah, like I can't do it. Like I don't care. I hate the comeback of a woman saying like I said right. The niggas that won't send her Cash App money on Friday, or they, oh y'all niggas broke. No, bitch, no. I got all the money in my world in my pocket, and I still can't bring myself to give it to you for no reason.
Yeah, I
I
hate them
just
girls
can't
who
do
feel
it.
like just because they're pretty, they deserve the spoils of the world. It's just like, no, you gotta like earn it like everybody else.
You at least gotta suck a dick.
and then
Like,
it's
let's
like,
come on, man. What happened to the real prostitutions out here, man? I'm lazy hoes.
It's the
They
chicks.
come-
stand for
come
this.
It's the chicks on her that's doing that, and you know they fucking for $1, or even the chicks that put their can soda links up and all different types of shit like that. I can't keep up. But it's even the ones that like will DM, will be DMing a nigga and then screenshot it and be like, see this. It'll be a nigga that's like, can I get a free video or just like send me X, Y, and Z, and it'll be like, don't approach me like this, putting a nigga on blast. Like the whole thing is fucked up. Like on both ends.
Definitely.
Like imagine McDonald's like, oh these niggas ain't fuck. We gonna have to screenshot. Like, they ain't
Drake has made a career out of name dropping women though.
So, yeah.
Voicemails and all.
Yeah, Drake has made a living off of that shit.
What y'all think of this? Cause we in the middle of the Me Too era, and a lot of women speaking out about things that happen, men making advances to them for opportunities. And I always think, like, what would it be if it was a shoe on the other foot, and it was like some top label head of the, let's say from my lane right now, podcast world, some woman top of the head, top of the lane, like, yo, I can press this button, and you be up there, all you do is just fuck me. And I'd be like, okay, like, fair deal. So what do you guys think about that? Let's say, whether it's a radio hit or a Drake feature, or they can give you like this crazy Apple Music promo. She ain't ugly, but she ain't bad. She just cool.
It's a dirty game.
What do y'all think about that?
Everything is so sensitive now. You really gotta like realize you walking on eggshells as a man in America. People are making up lies. People are telling the truth. Whether it's a lie or the truth is all ugly. Like, it's all ugly.
You can't control perception of the truth or the lie.
And I feel like there's a lot of, like, trifling dudes out there. Don't get me wrong.
Hell yeah.
And I also feel like women are using it to their advantage outside of that. So, it's just tough. Like, you got to realize you're walking on eggshells and nobody's safe. I walk in a room, I'm in the music realm. So I walk in a room, there's a bunch of people in there. I see female artists, I see male artists. I'm shaking a male artist's hand, I'm shaking a female artist's hand. Like, I ain't trying to touch nobody wrong. I ain't trying to be overbearing. This ain't what I'm here for. I'm here for business.
But if the woman at the head of Interscope is a woman and trying to fuck you, are you fucking her?
No, I'll probably use her interest to my advantage. I'm not touching her.
You ain't gonna fuck her?
No.
If she paid for it?
No.
How much you Mr. Father Baker?
Listen, man. I don't even know, man. That's just a weird situation.
The head of Apple Music.
Because women be creeps too, though. Women be creeps too, though. Sometimes.
Yeah.
You know
Everybody's creeps.
I like coming on to the woman. You know what I mean? I like going in for the kill.
Nah, nigga. She's like, I'm a mother figure.
I'm gonna be like, whoa.
I'm right at you. I'm
I
gonna
don't know. It's
tell
gonna be
you
up for discussion, man. I might give her a peek or something. Like,
Don't.
Like, give her a little peek. Hey, you see
like,
it?
pay for my Snapchat, man.
Hey, you feel me? Snapchat premium for her real quick, but I don't know all that.
I think a piece of it shows you where your value lies, though. So, like, if she coming at me like, oh, I can do X, Y, Z for you, all you gotta do is send me a dick pic, or all you gotta do is...
I'm like, I got a friend for you.
Let me get you some head. It's like, man, if I could get this from you for something so small, like, I can get that from somewhere else for more. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not in it for that, bro.
That's real.
What's scary is when you don't know that you're being put in that position.
Definitely.
And you don't find out to the last minute. I think that's what's happening more so.
Yeah, for sure.
Because what you putting out on the table right now is like everything you can see. Lift that fucking tablecloth up. It's ugly.
Definitely.
I don't want to eat at that table.
Fact, they ain't watching the news.
About music, a couple episodes ago, I was talking about feature killers. And how certain people, like, I may love them on features, but I can't get into their solo work.
Right.
And some people are saying, like right now, like Thug and 21, like I fuck with
I
Heavy,
21.
but I can't do the solo.
Rich the Kid.
I haven't even heard a feature from him.
He's great on features.
What else I had down here? Tory. I don't really fuck with Tory like that. Solo shit.
Crazy.
Never got into
Tory,
it.
He's been turning up lately, bro.
But I always like his features. And even though this dude's a legend at this point to me, and I actually have listened to his albums, but they just never like do what I think they're gonna do. 2 Chainz. But we already know his feature record. But his albums, I haven't loved one project from 2 Chainz, but they all be decent.
2 Chainz
I always
is one
think
of my
like,
favorite rappers too.
Yeah. So what I think about that? Like, is there anybody y'all think is like, or one? Those, what I think about the people on the list. Dom Kennedy on there too. What I think about the people on the list, or anybody out coming to your mind, or.
I like that you mentioned 21. I mean, he's one of those newer artists who I don't typically lend my ear to all the time, but when I do, it's probably because he's on someone else's record.
Mm-hmm.
His earlier work before he became as big as he was, I listened to some of that and I actually liked it. And then he put
raw.
it was more raw. Then he put his project out. What was it called?
Issa.
I was about to say Issa. When he put that out, I didn't like half the songs on there.
It was pretty long too. I think I remember.
I probably like maybe 3-4 records.
Mm-hmm.
But the attention surrounding his name was so big at the time, I just had to tune in. Shortly after that, he did some songs with Pose. He did some songs with Thug. I like those better than I like the songs on his album. So I think you nailed it on that one.
Yeah, Thug definitely one of them people. Just like a Thug feature's always clutch.
I don't know what Thug is interesting.
I was
don't know
about to
what
say,
songs
Thug is super
his. I don't know
interesting,
what
like-
songs ain't his. He's just all over the place. It's like how Wayne was, but when Wayne was on a feature, you knew it was a Wayne feature. It's like Thug will put a song out and it'll be somebody else's song, and then the song will be on his album. It's like, what the fuck is
Or
going
the
on
person
here?
going first. It's a Thug song, but he let the person go first.
Thug will barely
last.
be on
I'm
the
just
song,
like-
but the song will be on his album. So it's like very interesting. But I do like Young Thug.
And he's even more interesting to me because I feel like, out of all these new people, Uzi, 21, can't think of it right now. But like Thug was pretty early, like with that whole Rich Gang wave, and that was what was that, 2011, 12?
Yeah, like 12, like
That
yeah,
was a while
13,
ago.
14.
But I feel like people kinda passed him only because Thug didn't go straight for like the conventional route of like, all right, I'm gonna sign album, boom. He been doing these little EPs, he did the Barter 6 controversy, then he did the Beautiful Thugger Girl rock album, whatever,
Wow.
and he just be doing whatever the fuck he want, but it's still working for him somehow. Like I like
I don't know. I just feel like he does a lot and gets nothing back. Like
Hey.
he does too much for me, and then
Okay.
like, nothing comes out of it. I'm like, bro, you gotta stop.
the Jeffrey album, that was another
Or
one.
just like when Lil Wayne dropped Carter, what?
He don't
Carter
look.
4,
He don't.
Carter 5.
Father just happened, yeah.
That's when Thug announced new album coming
Barter
out.
7.
Barter 7. I'm just like, bro, you gotta stop doing that. Like, let Wayne have his day.
And
It's
I
kind
ain't
of crazy you
thinking
say
about
that because it's like even if that is the case with him, he never gets a chance to prove it to us. Because it almost seems like we never hear Thug complain about record sales. We don't hear him complain about getting his just due in the music business. It's like he just works and works and works and puts out and puts out and puts out.
Seems
It's
very
like I
comfortable.
never. Yeah, it's like it's almost like this is the machine he was
He has
made to
respect
be.
amongst his peers. You know what I mean? His peers know. They
Yeah.
all speak highly of
And
him.
they all want to work with him too.
That's why I feel like he never complains, because he know the people in his circle, or not even circle, the people, his peer, they know what's up. You feel me? So he don't even
Yeah.
have to worry. Like
His
everybody
outreach
knows
is
what's up.
very in tune with who he is and what he can do and provide. So
Mhm.
I agree.
Mhm.
Thug is interesting. He's probably one of the most interesting, even after you name a few of the newer acts like Yachty, Uzi.
Yeah, that's
Thug is still like one of the most interesting.
definitely. And
And
back
he just went on tour with J. Cole. Anybody see that coming?
back to your music a little bit more. So with the ups and downs of the artist's life and the journey, do you guys ever think about the plan B or the backup plan or quitting or being like, what is like my deadline time period, something like that, or like, nah, it doesn't matter, I'm just going full-fledged ahead and wherever the chips fall out.
I always felt like it was in the back of my head. I don't feel like I've ever like put it in the garbage or disposed it. It's just been sitting there. And I feel like the things that I do in my community kind of reflects that thought. Just like right now, I put together a platform to help others, like musicians. And whatever I tend to do in life, I don't think it'll steer too far away from my passion, which is music, even if I happen to do it in a different format. So now, like, I catch myself doing an open mic night every week, providing a platform for others, like, just because I love it so much. There's so many jobs and career paths that you can take just from being a musician. Outside of
these
just
days.
doing it directly and being a full-fledged musician or artist, there's been things I've thought about doing, like DJing or just picking up a camera, being a videographer, photographer, and I've dipped and dabbled in a few of those lanes. But right now, it's like I gotta stay away from a moment of disparity, and I just try to focus on my music. End all be all.
sir.
Yeah, like me with my music career, it's been like a battle. Like I'd be doing music, then I'd stop, go back to college. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Come home,
Push the mic to him.
start working. It's just been an uphill battle. You know what I mean? It's been like 1 minute I'm like, this is a waste. You know what I mean? Because you invest and you spend the money. It's an expensive career path. You know.
Definitely.
And you're not getting nothing immediate out of it. Whereas if you work a job, you know, in 2 weeks you get the check.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to like, you got to mentally like trick yourself to believe it. You know what I mean? Like you can't see air, but you know you can breathe. It's on some shit like that. Like you got to believe like, I know it's there. I just got to see it. You know what I mean? Because the rap life is hard. I remember the rap life when I was going. Rap life, you be hungry on the rap life. You know what I mean? Like, but we working them 9 to 5s. You be out. You be eating. So it's like you got to find that middle ground. So that's what I've been really struggling with, but I've actually found like a okay job to where I can still do music and get paid, you know what I mean? So and work on other stuff. So I do like graphic design, fashion design, shit like that. So I'm looking to do that, and eventually I want to do real estate.
Okay.
Like I'm getting into that too. So that just costs a little bread, you know what I mean? But and when it's all said and done, the record label I want to definitely start that. Even Father Figure Records, I'm about to get that up and running. But yeah, it's definitely just like, you got to find what works for you. You know what I mean? Some people don't need a job to do music. I need one. You know what I mean? Like I got bills. I have real life. You know what I mean? So, but it works with my schedule. You know what I mean? So you got to find what works for you. But I definitely feel the same way as him. I'm just trying to really just dial in on the music right now because like I feel like the music will open up the door for everything else I'm trying to do. So once I knock the cap off, you know, I can just drip the sauce all out the window. So
and it might be less pressure on the music.
Exactly, yeah.
And I feel like just delving farther into music and taking your passion more serious, and being consistent and looking forward to your 10,000 hours, I feel like it'll start to be a role reversal for you as where to start to give back. So like now I find myself in situations where I may be getting money for this random thing or getting money for this random thing, or somebody financially supporting me who I didn't even reach out to. And it's just all from me strictly being as consistent as I have been in the past and people believing in me. So it'll be small like testaments in that fashion that just keep me going. Like I just got booked to do an event in Reading, PA, just public speaking at a school because of my music. Like I put out a record called Black Man in America, and they were talking about social justice and racism within community, and it was just an easy breakdown for me. So it was a way to give back to the kids, give back to the community, share my story and all my opinion, as well as financially get paid from it. You know what I mean? And I think that becoming full circle all over the board is what I'm, exactly what I'm heading for. But I think people don't look at their success in increments. They just look at, when I get my first chain, when I buy my first house and get my first car. You also got to appreciate the success in increments.
Yeah, and speaking of what you said about the air, one of my favorite quotes is from Nipsey, where he said, he was like, he said his dream or his passion is like gravity. He's like, you can see, you can feel, but you know that when you put your foot down, you're going to stand solid. And it's like, about dream. Like, don't even matter what's going on. Like, no, we're going to keep going. My foot going to still be there. We good to go, whatever.
So gifted.
There's a lot of quotes out there that just like always keep me inspired.
Nipsey got all the quotes.
Yeah, bro. I listened to that Victory Lap, definitely schooled me. If me gave me some game, I'm like, cause me, I don't know about y'all. I don't got no mentors. You know what I mean? Like older black men that can direct me in certain ways. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's what all men need. You know what I mean? Just literally, whoever you are, Chinese, white, Indian, I just feel like you need someone that looks like you, older than you. Like you can have other mentors, you know what I mean? Of course, but I'm just saying for like on some like life or some spiritual.
You'll connect more.
Yeah, you'll connect more. You know what I mean? So that's why I really feel like I use music for that. You feel me? So a lot of dudes like Nipsey, he dropped gems all through the music. Like by the time you done listening, you know more about life.
Facts.
Like and if you don't, you weren't listening. You know what I mean? So he's one person. So that's what I try to do because I don't really have too many. I don't have a mentor. So, but yeah, I definitely look to music to. I mean, I don't know where that came from, but
it's funny. Even though it's funny how certain music can connect with you in different ways. Like to me, even though I love Kendrick, I love Nas, even Wale was my favorite rapper, but like those three, for instance, don't really connect to me or resonate with me as much as someone like Nipsey or even Big Sean. I don't know what it is about Big Sean. Every time I listen to him, he got so many different lines, especially on that the Detroit tape, where I be like, yeah, like I feel that shit that connected with me. Right. But it's just different sides to myself. Like I feel Nipsey's more so like more serious and driven, focused, and Big Sean like just some young nigga stunting. I just want to make it, and then just like nigga, I did it. Like the one line we were like, I never when I was on the coast of France with Puff and Hove, $1 million never seen so broke. Like I was like, damn, like that's real ass shit. Like I was thinking, imagine being, cause I don't look up to Puff. I really fuck with Puff heavy. And I can imagine standing next to this man and be like, yo, $1 million ain't shit. Right. I gotta keep working for real. Exactly. So, out of people you like the most, is there a different list of people that resonate with you more, or is the same people like, no, Nas connects with me and shit, like Lupe connects with me?
I would definitely put Nipsey on that list, especially as of recent. A lot of his music speaks to me on a first-hand basis. It's just like I see a lot of myself in him, and a lot of the struggles and pitfalls he dealt with, just the things that he speak on in music as far as investing in himself and things going wrong. Yeah, it's like I look in the mirror, I can see that, you know what I mean? So I think that's why it hits me harder. And the energy just surrounding his name, I think, has been prominent lately. So I don't think it's just a us thing. You know, I feel like everybody feels this way about him. Also, just seeing his gratitude and being happy and excited for him, that plays an impactful part too. Outside of him, I look at people that's like more underground or just been chasing a dream for years now. Like Currency is. I always refer back to Mickey Fax, you know, and this is a guy that I actually had the opportunity to work with, do shows with, get on the same songs with, have private conversation with, and his story runs deep, you know, as far as the artist going out there and trying to make it big in the industry. It's like his story runs deep, and just seeing how it worked out for him and how he persevered and was able to be honest and talk about, you know, all his flaws and faults and downfalls, just kind of, it made me want to prepare even more so than I thought I needed to. Almost like when your parents say, oh, you got to be on top of your homework, or you got to have a job at 16, or you got to be there to baby, you know what I mean? Those things really hit you when you become like 24, 25, 26, because now you're an adult. So just seeing that in the music realm, like having those conversations with him, it hit me. It's like, yo, this is what I'm chasing. And he's putting it, he been there, he been through it. He laying it out in front of me. So when I listen to his music, I'm not listening to it from like a artistry standpoint. Like I am, but that's not at the forefront of my mental. Like I know this guy's story. Like I can relate on certain instances. Like I feel what he's saying. And I think that's the difference where you know someone's lyrically hotter than someone else, but you still say, oh, this person is my favorite rapper.
You feel it.
Because you feel it, you know what I mean? I think that's where a lot of people draw the line between Biggie and Tupac as well.
It's funny, that was like right here in the front of my brain. I was trying to bring it up. Shout out to Penny, but me and her were debating this earlier because she brought it up. And she was basically saying like, well, one, before we get to Biggie Tupac thing, she was like, she felt death inflated Biggie's legacy. And initially, I was like, it actually started because an article when I was saying T-Pain said death inflated Aaliyah. He said it overhyped Aaliyah's legacy. She said we're going to have this conversation about Biggie, whatever. And initially I was just like, well, you can't compare the two because Biggie was this and Aaliyah was that. And she's like, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to compare them because they're different in what they did and their impact. But still, it inflated his legacy. So before I get to where like our debate concluded, what do you guys feel about that initially?
I've always felt that way about Aaliyah.
Okay, yeah, right. I think most people say everything about it.
To be honest, I may be biased when it comes to that, just because I never really gave her the proper recognition as far as listening to her. But even the things that I did listen to, I didn't want to run to it.
Same.
I didn't feel like the immediate hype.
Oh, this shit is.
Yeah, over the years, I appreciated it more and more, but it's like it had to be, you know what I mean? It had to be that unfortunate moment to make people.
Definitely.
Wow.
To me, it's similar to Mac, whereas like she just seemed like so nice and innocent per se and cool that this tragedy just caught everybody off guard. Like,
Yeah.
damn, and then you never heard no bad stories about her. So to
Yeah.
me, like, of course, it's totally it's different, but it's like the energy around is kind of similar to me. It's
I
like,
feel
yo,
like
everybody just liked them. Like,
Yeah, Biggie was spitting like he was rapping like he could like one of his flows could match a 2018 flow. You know what I mean? I just feel like he just had a lot of potential. People wanted to know what he could do next. You know what I mean? He just had the most potential. Like imagine Biggie in 2002. You know what I mean? Like it'd have been crazy. I mean that's what I think people just hanging their hat on like the what if.
So you
that's
feel
why
what you
the
saying?
death inflated like, but he could have did so more.
So you think he is kind of overhyped or inflated because of the death?
I've,
I guess in real terms, it's like he's bigger because of the death than he would have been if he was alive.
I think that's what a lot of people though, and especially as artists. I also feel like there's a big gray area with Biggie because he was so good. He was so original. He did add so much value to just cadence and flow and delivery. Like someone was mentioning that the other day. He'd say something regular, like the bar would be mad regular. Like if Jay-Z would say it, it's just.
Yeah, I saw that. I probably said it though.
Joe Budden called somebody on the podcast and he was, I think it was
Clark Kent. Yeah, he was saying anything that called out, but
yeah, and he kind of gave so much insight to it because it's true.
and he said he was the best rapper versus the best MC and all that stuff.
Yeah, he could say something regular and it would sound 10 times crazier.
Yeah, and so that's where I ended up being. So at first I was like, and then I realized that me and her may have disagreed on like the gravity or degree of the inflation, but I feel yes, like, cause I thought of the hypothetical situation, like what if he didn't die, but he just dropped 2 albums and then turned into like Lauryn Hill or some shit, he just never did nothing else, whatever. I feel he would, cause right now Biggie's like in most people, especially old heads and niggas from New York, like he's just a cemented top 5, if not top 1 or 2 type figure. And I feel if he didn't die, he could easily fall down, you know, to top 20s or shit like that, whatever. If he just dropped 2 albums, then I'm done.
I just, to be real, man, I don't know if anybody ever said this, but I'm just like, I'm trying to throw that whole top 5 shit in the trash, man. That shit is corny, bro.
How so? What do you
And
mean?
it's like it's a stigma too. Like it's just like they make you almost feel like you gotta create this list in your head to compete with other people. It's like you're not really highlighting your top 5 you highlighting it for everybody but you, really. It's like you trying to tell other people who your top 5 is. That's who you like, cool. But I feel like when you highlight your top 5, people run with the perception of you wrong, or it's all opinion based anyway.
Of course.
So I just feel like that conversation can die, and the progression of hip hop can move a lot more at ease or a lot convenient.
I just feel like we all athletes. I feel like we ballers, man. It's like sports, bro.
You gotta have a list.
People,
You gotta have a list.
I just feel like people are always. It's always going to be somebody that becomes better though. Like people don't want to admit it. Like, but LeBron's stats is one day going to be better.
I'm with that.
You
Like
know
you
what I mean?
can't cling on to old lists. I'm with that.
And times
it's okay
change.
to
It's
like right now. I got Kendrick top 5 already. Like to me, he earned the spot. He's better than most old niggas.
And if I had to put it out there, I would say the same. I would not disagree with you.
Certain situations are different though, cause like Nicki breaking Aretha record wasn't that big in 2017, 2018, because Aretha sold what 60 million or something in like 1982 something. Like what? Are you
It's way
kidding me?
different. You know,
So
it's
that's more. It holds more
way
magnitude.
different.
Yeah.
Or like they say, like niggas nowadays don't play as defense as hard as niggas did in the 80s and the 90s. It's just way
Like
different.
Bill Russell runs.
Niggas not even
16
getting
bum ass
paid
niggas.
the same. You know what I mean? So the magnitude is way different. You just gotta look at the playing field from an overview and like really judge off of that. It's hard to though.
We could do eras. I feel like eras would make it easier.
Yeah.
It would make more sense too
Yeah,
to me.
top of your era. You know what I
Because
mean?
or else you just get stuck in this constant argument between man crossover better than your man or shut up.
Yeah. Super side note, outside of music, are you into news still these days?
I've been trying to keep up, but I've been slacking lately, man. I'm trying to keep up with my current events, though, man.
Nudes.
Oh, my man said nudes. Oh my God,
I was slacking on my
bro. Like I really took a step back from the nude culture, bro. But I mean, if you want to send it, send away. You feel me?
Nah,
Like
bro.
I'm not gonna send one back.
Okay.
But if you want to send them, if you feeling a little kinky today, send the nudes over. I'll take them, photograph that memory,
Gotcha.
and we can move on.
Oh, you don't save them?
Yeah, I'll save it.
Well, I'm just curious. You
Yeah,
said
we gonna
some people don't say they just leave it in the thread or delete it or whatever.
No, we gonna save that. But
To be honest,
How much you
I've
Mr. Flow?
never, ever been into nudes.
Yeah.
Like, I never really had the interest. Like, I don't like the idea of, like, putting shit like that on social media or on a phone. Like, I've never been into that.
It's
I don't
not a
save
deal breaker.
nudes. I was never the type to have, like, a naked female on my background on
Mhm.
my phone, screensaver. That was never me. It was one time I did send a dick pic, though. Just strictly one time.
Mm-hmm.
And even after I did it, I felt out of my comfort zone. That,
Who am I?
yeah, bro.
that was not
left
me.
you controlled, non-joiners.
And I realized, like, you catch yourself in a moment of, like, why did I do that? Questioning yourself. And I realized I did it because I wanted one, too. Like, I wanted something in return.
Right.
So
Did she send it back at least?
yeah,
Ah, cool. She
of
looked
course.
up. Cause you'd have really been questioning shit.
And-
Damn, she ain't even sent.
And
Like
then
that.
on
Right,
top of
yeah,
that,
that's-
it was one of them situations where it was a chick that lived at a distance from me. You know what I mean? So I ain't really get to see her that much.
Mhm.
Da-da-da. So it's like I was desperate.
Y'all ever
Sent
had?
that shit.
Y'all ever had a girl like send y'all like recycle news? Or maybe she's someone before you try to act like it was new.
Facts.
Disrespectful,
Yeah, I'm
right?
like, yo,
What do
you
you
gotta,
mean?
you go
Like,
down,
I
to
sent
the,
you
you
some
go
shit
down
she
all the way down to
sent already?
Instagram, see the same picture, like, come on.
Oh no,
that's-
that's really out of
this is-
pocket.
This is 54 weeks ago, shorty. Like,
That's out of, no, I mean literally like I messed with a girl one time where I got a good memory, and she sent me some like some titties, a titty shot. Then maybe like a weeks or months later, she sent me another one. And I was like, bitch, this is the same picture. Like what? No, I just took. You lying. I just felt betrayed.
that's all.
She tried to front she's being lazy or something. And then what made it worse, I didn't even ask. She just like, why are you lying? Why are you
I was
being
about to
lazy?
say that's where most of my news come from. Like me not even asking.
Random. Yeah, no, these days I'm definitely. It's funny. The reason I'm out of the game mainly is because a chick I was messing with like a while ago turned me off. Like she was nude heavy, and it kind of just
Oh,
killed
damn,
me. Like she
that's
was
weird.
just fucking
Yeah.
semi-automatic shit. I was like, all right, I'm over
It's
shit.
not a deal breaker.
I'd
bro.
retire.
Like I said, if you want to volunteer,
Yeah.
be my guest. But I'm not gonna be like, yo, send some pics, babe. Like,
Yeah.
nah, it's not that deep. Just like
Yeah.
you can
Two
just pull up
stories
to the
real
crib.
quick. I had a chick because I had just came back from Cali. I had visited San Diego a few weeks ago.
That's where I was born.
And really, what part?
I don't know, San Diego. I left there when I was like 1.
So my boy, he on a Navy base out there, so I
Same
visited
like
him.
that, gotcha.
And then I met some chick out there. She just came up to me, blah blah blah. I fly back home. I got her on Snapchat. Like soon as I open my Snapchat, she's sending me nudes, like type shit I ain't even asked for. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Start entertaining a little bit.
Mhm.
Send me more, blah blah blah, whatever, blah blah blah. Then she like send me some. I'm like, nah, I'm not into that. I don't even know you. Bitch, like completely like unfollow me. I'm like, damn, that's. If you don't send news nowadays, you ain't hip. You know what I mean? That shit crazy.
Yeah.
Send you a selfie.
And then another story, backstory, a couple years ago. Like I said, I don't really send nudes, but
Mhm.
for some reason, girls like sending me nudes. So the chick sent me a John. She sent me a few actually, and then she sent me one where she had like this little lingerie outfit on, and she had her pants down, and like for some reason like, cause you know when you get a nude, you want to zoom in and everything.
Mhm.
I zoom in, bro. I see her son in the background. I'm like, this shit is out of control.
Oh man.
Where are
Bro,
your
her
morals,
son was in
sis?
the background. I was like, yeah, see this.
And a lot of chicks, they don't
This
even
shit
want to
get
do that
crazy.
anyway because a lot of them got exposed. Like, I don't know what was up with niggas in like 2015.
Yeah, it did happen around that
2016,
time,
but
man. It was
That's why they
wild.
invented that revenge porn law.
Yeah.
Because dudes was snapping with the exposing the joint, and then
Yeah.
everybody they was off it. You know what I mean?
2010,
So,
like 15 was a wild time.
yo, it was wild on the
Internet.
internet. It was wild, wild west on the internet them days.
And it's funny you say that because nowadays I see girls. It seems like I don't know, maybe because girls are just more vocal these days. And I feel most men I come across say like, yeah, I'm just like it is what it is. It's not that deep to me no more. But now girls think it's that deep to them. Like I be saying, no, I don't just want a dick pic. I want a stroking video and nut on the cam. I'm like, whoa, like that's like intense. Like all that. Like I can feel you because that like first of all, I ain't seen a dick pic years. But it's funny, I used to be that boy though. But not even on request. I was just like fucking with girls. Like, oh, I'm in church. I send you a dick pic. Like, I was into just, oh, I'm visiting my mom. Oh, I send you a dick pic. I was like fucking around. But I don't care to do this anymore. But now if a girl was like, yo, like, send me you stroke it. I was like,
What, bitch, I ain't grown.
You are. Like, nah,
so
I
awkward.
can't. Like, I just can't do it.
My cat's looking dead at me. What do you expect me to do?
Facts. I really can do it. I'll be like uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's next level. I'm not into that.
For me, it's always been hard to find a good sense of gauge of where like women's interest lies when it comes to that, because a lot of the chicks that I would meet would always be like, they would tell me like, I hate when guys send me dick pics. Like that shit, my DMs is filled with dick pics.
They used
blah,
to
blah,
say
blah,
that.
They be like, I hate that, blah blah. So alright, that had my mind running. But before that, it was like when I was on a cell phone, it was just like before social media, and even when social media started becoming prominent, it was like chicks would just send me fucking nudes, and it was like, y'all must like nudes. So it's like I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like, is it apples or oranges, or is it all the same shit? Because I don't know.
Yeah. Also, have y'all ever hit a girl before?
Like domestically?
I've pushed a girl before. I've never hit a girl.
No, I had a dream that I did though.
What she do?
That shit fucked me up when I woke up. Like, I was fucked up. What she did in the dream was she punched me in my stomach.
Gunshot, that'll take the wind
That
out of
also
you.
fucked me up. Like, yeah, she did it on some, like, we wasn't even fighting. She just punched me in my stomach because she was mad over something and, like, caught me off guard. So I was fucked up.
You're proud of her. Like, this bitch really sucks shit.
I got slapped in the head with a water bottle with frozen water.
Oh, shit.
And it was my sister, though, so.
Okay.
Bro, my mom
It's
used
okay.
to fuck
I
me
pushed
up
the
as
shit
a
out of
child,
her.
bro. Bro,
That's
I got
all.
bad vision, right?
Mhm.
And I've always had bad vision since I was a kid. But I remember one time, like, my mom, she hit me with a fly swatter in my face, bro. My whole eye was twisted and turned around, bro.
Oh my god.
Like, I was fucked up for a couple weeks.
Damn.
A couple weeks.
What you do, though?
Bro,
No
like,
reason? Or
I don't know what I did. Like,
nothing
we
to
used to-
deserve that.
We used to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
beat.
every-
We used to get beat for talking too loud. Like, we used to get beat for running down the steps too fast. We used to get beat for coming up the back steps. Like, if your mom catch you on the back steps, that shit ass. After 7 o'clock, that shit ass.
Yeah, I asked that because, you know, like I said, back to the Me Too era, a lot of men who come out and say, like, you know, yeah, I did this and I did this, and I gotta admit to this, boom, boom. And for like one, I like said, I've learned that there's a lot of creepy ass niggas out here, a lot of niggas who regret a lot of shit, this or shit, whatever. And they like, no, but we all sin the same, and we all gotta pass. And I be like, nah, I can't
Nigga,
relate.
you was wildin'
yeah,
wild.
like I can't relate to that. Like I'm sure, I think any dude who's like been single for a while, mess with chicks, any girl can be like, oh, like, you know, he mistreated me, or like he led me on allegedly, whatever, you know, shit like that. That's just like come with the dating world. But like for like really physically fucking up a girl, like really like doing some creep shit, sexual assault, nah.
I have a
Can't
mother
relate,
to answer
niggas.
to, you know what I mean? I can't be wilding out here. Like, I'm more scared of my mom than the cops.
Talk about it.
You feel me? Like,
Talk about it.
I can't
Nigga,
be
not
out here
me.
rocking like that. My mom killed me before the cops can sentence me. So, nah, we not even doing that. I won't get killed by no little 5'2" lady. So, nah, I can't even be out here like that.
I think it comes. I think it just dates back to like that, like that domestic violence, because it goes both ways, right?
Definitely.
It just highlighted when a male puts his hands on a female.
I will also say we
More
do it.
so.
We do it more though.
I agree,
Yeah, so just
and I think it shouldn't be excused when a female does it either,
Never,
because
yeah.
a lot of times those go undocumented.
Mhm.
But I just think it stems from like anger issues and anger management. Like, people don't take the time to work on themselves, and people put themselves in unhealthy situations and think they can thrive off of that. You know what I mean? Because an unhealthy person can turn a healthy person unhealthy. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And I think domestic violence is a ruthless quality of control. Like women seek attention, and guys, they want their women to be attentive to them, and they think controlling them. Like, I posted that on my social media today, on my Facebook. I think it read niggas don't know how to control a business, so they resort to controlling women. I mean, we gotta do better 2019.
Talk about it.
And that says it right there. It's like, you don't have anything better to do, So the last thing you resort to is controlling somebody else's mind.
And that's how I feel. Like I said, I'm not, and as I've gotten older, and you know, I've dealt with more women and shit like that, and I can see how far I can go. Like, you know, I can have a explosive personality at a certain time that only a woman can get me to that point, whatever. And as mad as I've ever gotten, I've still never hit a girl.
Right.
So I just be like, if I could do that,
mad, right.
and again, if you smack the girl, to me it's still wrong. But all right, like whatever. Who know what she did to whatever. But for niggas really just beating girls, I've grown to have this zero tolerance for the shit, and I just like, and that's why like when I see certain shit, that's why I be like, niggas is really creeps out here. Niggas is really like monsters, and
Right.
I can't really grasp it.
How angry are you that you really you're gonna really wind your fist up and just swing it? It's like
Repeatedly. Like,
what type of angry is that, bro? Because I don't know what type of time you're on. You know, it's just I don't know what level. Because I've been in situations before, and I'm like, a girl make me mad. I'm like, I understand why niggas slap the shit out of girls. I understand.
Like, yo, you really put like you pushing me there,
yeah, I understand.
but you still don't.
But
Like,
I don't know how they actually hype themselves up to do it. It's like,
and I say it's a one smack rule. But again, let's say a girl did some wild ass crazy shit. Let's say she fucked your mans, or she fucked up your apartment, or ran your car off a road, or smacked your mom. Some wild ass shit.
yeah.
One smack,
Like
maybe.
If she put your life in danger,
yeah, she
you
tried to
can
stab
slap
you.
ass.
One smack.
If
Well,
out
after
of the
that,
car, she grabbing the steering wheel, you might gotta slap her. You can save. I'm saving your life. Okay.
Yeah.
No, if it's
It
sensible,
happens.
if it's sensible, and I got to. If it's sensible,
but to me, it should be like after that, you should be able to like realize that yo, going
I'm
forward.
not gonna hike you with
yeah.
the backhand. I'm like,
Yeah.
that look like that hurt anyway on contact. Nah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be with nobody because a lot of guys,
Yeah, I
they,
don't even
they,
wanna be nobody
they
to push me to
tolerate.
that
A lot of
edge,
guys
you know what I mean?
tolerate women who put their
Facts.
hands on them and
That's what I was thinking when you said
abuse
that.
them.
When you said
It's
like,
like,
we should highlight it, but niggas do
bruh,
be dealing with
niggas
it.
will
Like,
deal with it like it's like it's supposed to be that way. Like, bro, you tripping. You about to drive yourself crazy, and that's what happens. You end up putting your hand on her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, 'cause
you lose.
they be like, oh, I like the crazy shit, I like the spicy shit, and they may not been the type of boy to even hit women before, but because the relationship was so volatile, they got pushed to the point to now you just throw the fuck off crazy.
I hate a little play fighting ass drone. Like, calm down, shorty. Like,
That
what's
shit is
wrong with you?
annoying.
Why you want to play fight?
Everybody want to play
I want to
fight.
hug you. I want to cuddle. I want to spoon.
I
okay?
want to cuddle.
I don't want to fight you, dog. Like, what is wrong with you?
I don't want to slap dog.
I do not at all. Like, they be coming like that though. They're like, you're not aggressive. Oh, I'm not aggressive because I don't want to slap you.
Mhm.
I think your face is cute. Okay, why do I want to slap you?
Speaking
Go ahead.
speaking of slapping, where would you say you guys like rank on like your freak level? Cause just in general, some
I
like
rock
some
with-
like some
I don't rock
meet
with
their
no
match.
toys.
You like yo, like
you feel
I
me? We got all the toys. I got 10 toys right here. Hands, feel me? So I'm gonna leave the toys out there. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And we just gonna work with what we got. You feel me?
have you ever dealt with a girl be like yo, like yeah, we not on the same page. You on some other shit. We gotta relax.
Nah,
No,
they've been
okay.
cool. I get good reviews. You know what I mean? I get nice Johns. They ain't too much.
Y'all
you know
in
what I mean?
sync.
You know.
Majority of the women I dealt with, like sexually, a lot of them want to be super physical, super freaky. Like a lot of them like being choked. A lot of them like being talked too dirty.
Right,
like
right.
all of that freak shit.
You be slapping chicks in that regard?
I've never slapped a chick during sex. Like,
Me
gotta
either.
try it,
yeah,
bro.
I've
I
never.
never did it.
I've definitely slapped a girl's ass.
Anything
Yeah,
goes,
yeah.
but when you
I
have
slapped
sex,
a girl's ass, but
anything
I
goes.
never slapped a bitch like in the
Yeah.
face. Nah, I don't think
You gotta
Yeah,
give them
I
like a
did
little
that.
reality, like you know when someone's drunk, you trying to wake them up, like one of them joints. They catch
Like
them
a
off
soft
guard.
one.
Yeah, they be looking at you.
But
like,
then I be
"Nigga,
thinking
then
like
what you
I'm gonna be
just do?
too
But
soft.
but
Like,
if that's the case, it's like, what's the point then?
Cause it's just it's just to catch them off guard. It's just you know what I mean. It's just
I'm into the choking shit. I like that.
some
But-
Jones like that. One girl, she liked that, and I'm like, "Are you sure?" She was like, "I'm sure." I'm like, "I want to be on the next episode of CSI."
I'm sure.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, because I feel like choking is more like during sex. I feel like the choking is more so for them. Like I don't really get
yeah, of
anything
course.
out of it.
Definitely, yeah.
So it's like I gotta play off of your body language.
Definitely.
Like you know what I mean.
I mean, I can
choking is one
I
of
can
them
get into
weird
that
things
one, not the slap.
where you really gotta figure out too.
Girl ever choke
that
y'all?
shit
I'm like, shit, I gotta not kill her.
I thought,
Yeah, a woman. Yeah, girl definitely put her hands around my neck.
I thought I wouldn't
Yeah,
be
shit
into
weird.
it
Yeah.
until like it typically only happens to me when like she's really into it. And she's like she's trying to get a grip or something like that. I'm like, oh yeah, do what you gotta do.
Chicks.
Yeah. Control yourself, yeah.
It's cool because, like, you know, I don't like people really. I don't know, you know, I don't like nobody touching me, even strangers. You know what I mean? Just like, hey guy, hey pal, like no, don't pal me.
Hey pal.
You know, don't yo bro, yo oils, don't touch me at all. You feel me? But when I'm with a shorty, I don't even care. Just like shorty grip me up, slap me. I'm just like, this is different, but this is cool in this area.
Will she spit in your mouth?
Nope.
No.
I'm just convinced though, like with that sex shit, like everything is up for grabs. Like
Literally.
Like I'm convinced women love pain, bro. They love
they're
pain
weird
just
creatures,
as much
bro.
as
They
they
love
love
tattoos and
like,
shit.
I was watching, like I'm sure y'all see, like the shit that go viral in the Jamaican clubs and like
That
they be
shit is
wildin'.
wild.
It's
That's
like
WWE.
do whatever you can do
Dagger,
to
dagger,
fuck
dagger.
her up.
Yeah.
And
Ah!
like throw her off the stage and then jump on top of her with the Undertaker leg, like
And then throw a bucket of water on it.
Yeah, they throw another bitch on top of her
and
too.
then choke her, like and all that shit is acceptable right there
Shout out
because
to
you
Kelly. Them
dancing.
Jamaicans a different breed. Like, I
But
don't
if
know
you
what's
did
up.
that shit just like play wrestling at the house, it's like, bro, you going to jail
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Today, right?
That night.
Nah, cause she,
That
nah,
night,
cause
that
she gonna,
second
nah,
she
cause she
call.
gonna call her sisters first
Mm.
To
and figure
confirm.
out.
Yeah.
She might gotta wake
should
up
I-
too first.
yeah,
Like,
holding her black eye like this nigga really just, and then you going to jail tomorrow.
okay.
And then she gonna bail you out.
Okay, cool. Do it again. Have you feel like you ever met your match where you like you and your girl like wasn't on the same page? Like, you say you dealt with someone who liked the pain where you're like, nah, this is like my breaking point. I ain't really like shit.
Yeah, I think I have, but I think I met it. The first time I met it, I think it was a situation where I didn't know what I was doing. So, first time I had anal sex, like I didn't even know I was having anal sex.
Okay, you just fucking anything.
My man was like, listen.
No.
I'm in there. I don't know
It
what.
was
Did
a
Kanye say that?
Bro, he's a wild one, I'm sure. But it was a situation where it was completely dark in the room. Sometimes you fuck with the lights off.
Yeah, I actually don't like the dark.
So I don't like it too dark.
Mhm.
So I need a little bit of a flashlight.
Window. Is it flashlight?
The moonlight.
Yeah. I'm with
So
that.
once I realized I was in the wrong hole, or at least the
Mhm.
hole that I didn't intend,
Mhm.
it's just like I completely got turned off because I never did it before. And as far as porn and all that shit, that ain't my go-to. Like I don't type anal and on
Girls make
razors or none of that
Girls
shit.
type anything.
Yeah,
I'm
I've
sure.
never
They
done that
be-
shit
they be-
before. I've
they
been
be
offered it
searching.
one time and I hesitated and she said no. You feel me? I think it was like her test.
Little ass boy.
She was like, "You want to put it in my butt?" And I'm just like, "What?" And she was like, "Never mind. Wait too long." I'm like, "Damn, okay." You feel me? It's like,
Yeah,
all right.
Like
Moving on.
I think like I got freak points. You know what I mean? Definitely got freak points, but I feel like certain girls I dealt with definitely exceed that shit for me. And then that was the first time, and I just realized I was turned off right then and there. It was like a body thing. It's not like
Man.
it might have been a mental thing that
That
signaled
left
it
your
to my body, but I was just turned off. And then after that, I was dealing with this other chick, and the first time we had sex, you know, after the fact, we started talking about it and everything. And she was like, I was asking her how it was. She was like, it was good. It was real good. She was like, I haven't done that in so long, though. I was like, what you mean?
Oh my God.
She was like, I haven't just had like traditional sex in so long. I was like, what does that mean? She was like, well, I'm in the anal, and I was just like,
These I've had traditional sex in so long.
Bro,
She
I
was
was-
lit.
bruh, I was
Freak.
just turned off right there. Like, for some reason,
Like, yeah,
that
you
shit
just
turned
didn't.
me off.
You didn't want to go to the ass at all. Like you just saw it doing it.
All right, wait. How do you guys feel
So,
about
that shit just-
period sex?
On that note, I will end this podcast because I'm not with the shits. However, we speaking about sexual assault earlier. I've been sexually assaulted many times before by women who just didn't give a fuck, didn't take no for an answer.
He called it a sexual assault.
Yeah, I've been
Dead.
raped, all you want to call it. I never want to do it, but it tends to happen a lot. Women don't care.
I say the same shit.
Yeah,
I say I've been raped before too, but that shit don't exist in our world.
Yeah,
Like,
women don't
I've
care.
been raped by a woman before. That shit do not exist in our world, bro.
But did you guys enjoy yourself today?
I did. I appreciate
Yeah, man,
you
this
for
is
having me,
Good
man.
conversation. So drop your social, people know where to find you at, or any new music.
All right, I'm your boy Harvey Cash. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Shout out my man Q for having me on the show.
Appreciate you, sir.
I'm Harvey Cash. You can find me anywhere. BEY Cash, okay, like Steve Harvey. Yeah, everywhere, all streaming platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Harvey Cash, YouTube, Bread Up on Spotify now, Audio Mac, 10,000 streams. Get at me.
Real stats.
Yeah.
You, sir?
I go by Rich Flow. On social media, you can find me under Flizzy Flow. That's FLIZZYFLOW. Again, I go by Rich Flow. On social media, I'm Flizzy Flow. Find me on YouTube under Rich Flow. I got a project I've been working on for the last year and a half called Drugs Raised Us. It's going to be a dope body of work about my life. So yeah, all things Drugs Raised Us. Tune in.
All right. Thank you guys again. RightonQuelive, talk about it. We out.